Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a pivotal moment in history, the First Battle of the Somme, which took place from July 1st to November 18th, 1916. This battle is one of the most well-known and devastating events of World War I. We'll explore what led to the battle, the key events that unfolded, the experiences of soldiers, and the battle's lasting impact. Let's get started. The First Battle of the Somme was fought in northern France. By 1916, the Great War had been dragging on for almost 2 years. It was a tough time, and both sides, the Allies and the Central Powers, were locked in a brutal stalemate along the Western Front. Soldiers lived in muddy trenches, dealing with disease and the constant threat of enemy fire. The war was exhausting, and neither side seemed to be winning. At this time, the French were fighting hard at a place called Verdun. They were under enormous pressure from German forces. The Allies, especially the British, needed to launch a major offensive to relieve that pressure. British commanders believed that an attack at the Somme could break through German defenses and turn the tide of the war. General Sir Douglas Haig was the leader of the British forces. He devised an ambitious plan to attack along a 15-mile front. The idea was to launch a massive offensive that would penetrate German lines. Unfortunately, the British underestimated the strength of the German defenses. They thought that their artillery bombardment would destroy the German positions, but they were wrong. In the days leading up to the attack, the British unleashed a week-long artillery bombardment. They fired millions of shells in an effort to destroy the German defenses. However, many of the German bunkers and machine gun nests survived. The British were hopeful, but unaware of the harsh reality they were about to face. Now, let's talk about July 1st, 1916. This day is known as one of the bloodiest in British military history. At 7:30 a.m., British soldiers went over the top, leaving their trenches to advance into no man's land. Despite the heavy bombardment, many German positions remained intact. As the soldiers charged forward, they encountered fierce machine gun fire. The German defenders had prepared for the attack, and their guns were aimed and ready. The first day turned into a nightmare. Nearly 60,000 British soldiers were killed or wounded. This staggering loss shocked the nation and set a grim tone for the battles that would follow. After that disastrous first day, the battle dragged on for several more months. The British continued to attack, but they faced stiff German resistance at every turn. The soldiers fought bravely, but the cost was enormous. Families back home were devastated by the news of their loved ones being killed or injured. The psychological toll of the battle was immense, and many soldiers returned home haunted by their experiences. As the battle progressed, the Allies did manage to gain some ground, but it came at a high price. The fighting was grueling. Soldiers had to deal with muddy trenches, relentless rain, and the constant threat of enemy fire. The autumn weather brought more challenges, with the fields turning into quagmires. Many soldiers suffered from illness, and the conditions were horrific. In September 1916, something new appeared on the battlefield: tanks. The Allies introduced these armored vehicles in an attempt to break through German defenses. The first tanks were not very reliable. They often broke down and were slow. However, they demonstrated the potential for armored warfare and marked a shift in military tactics. Now let's take a moment to reflect on the human stories behind the statistics. Imagine being a young soldier, filled with courage, but also fear. Many had never seen combat before. Some wrote letters home about their experiences, sharing both bravery and vulnerability. They might describe the camaraderie among soldiers or express their worries about what lay ahead. Families waiting at home faced their own struggles. Many received heartbreaking news about loved ones who were killed or injured. The emotional toll was heavy, and the impact of the battle reached far beyond the front lines. As we move into the later months of the battle, it's important to understand the sheer scale of the conflict. By November, the total casualties exceeded 1 million, with more than 400,000 British soldiers lost. The British managed to gain only a few miles of territory. While they did achieve some objectives, the overall strategic situation did not change much. The Battle of the Somme had profound implications. It highlighted the need for new tactics and strategies in warfare. The introduction of tanks and lessons learned from this battle would shape military doctrine for years to come. The staggering loss of life led to growing disillusionment with the war. Many people began to question the decisions of military leaders and the reasons for such high casualties. In Britain, the battle became a symbol of the futility of war. Public perception shifted, and people began to recognize the immense suffering caused by the conflict. The Somme became etched in the national consciousness as a reminder of the bravery of the soldiers and the high price of war. Today we remember the Battle of the Somme in memorials and commemorative events. The Thiepval Memorial in France honors the soldiers who fought and died there. It serves as a powerful reminder of the human cost of conflict and the importance of remembering those who sacrificed their lives. The Battle of the Somme teaches us important lessons about war and humanity. It reminds us of the bravery and sacrifice of those who fought and the need for peace in our world. As we reflect on this battle, let's honor the stories of the soldiers and the families who endured so much. If you found this exploration of the First Battle of the Somme enlightening, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more historical content, and share your thoughts in the comments. What aspects of the Somme resonate with you the most? Thank you for watching.